These mountain winds sang the lullaby that led me to this surreal dream, in which I am nature and nature is me. These verdant green valleys, the boundless meadows, the mighty mountains and the pristine lakes of Himalayas, all of these are the parts of my soul which I miss and which I yearn. Where the restless cacophony of busy cities die, there exists a pristine land of serenity and revelation. Follow me in my journey and I'll take you there. After trekking for 2 days to the Vishansar lake, we are ready to ascend the notorious Gadsar Pass, the point of highest altitude in the Kashmir Great Lakes trek. The early rays of sun reveal the true beauty of these glacier lakes. The lakes of Vishansar and Kishansar are resplendent in the morning sun, with the tourmaline blue waters shimmering with brilliance. Though it's an extremely tiring ascent, the effort is totally worth it, and the lakes become prettier with elevation. And at the summit, the cold air not only carried the scent of mountains but also the fragrance of achievement. There is some magic in these mountains which I cannot express, yet cannot all conceal. These trails had been treaded upon by countless people who are not themselves by the end of the journey. The mountain had not changed, but we were. The descent of Gadsar Pass holds a spectacular picturesque of the most beautiful Himalayan lake, the Gadsar Lake, and its beauty is beyond measure. The glacier ice melts slowly to form this stunning lake that sings its melody to the silence of the valley. As I am bewitched by its beauty, I can't help but wonder, maybe this is how heaven feels like. The sun, envious of the lake's allure, veiled itself coyly behind the mountain's embrace. Here and now, there is no inner dialogue. I am at peace and I am at home. Today, we are headed towards Satsar. This was the easiest day of complete trek, with the only challenging part is walking on a thin glacier ice. Crossing this patch requires climbing on the steep on all fours without any help from the hiking pole. Not for once came into my mind the danger, but as I look back now, there is a slight nuance in my feeling. This ascent opens to a great plain where the rest of the trail for the day continues. In these plains, the mountain goddess grips you in its tight embrace, and the sunlight is your only relief. These plains of high mountains are the playgrounds of cold wind that brings to you the melodies of nature. Amidst these mountains, harbored is the cluster of 7 lakes that go by the name Satsar. Our campsite was close by. It was the place for fun and for joy. As we reached long before sunset, we indulged ourselves in the game of 7 tiles. These cold days of Himalayan autumn, where the skies are gloomy and not clear, we played in here as if it's the place where the minds are without any fear. Day 5 is the most challenging part of the trek, as the trail to Gangabal Lake is strewn with abundance of rocks and boulders, rendering it difficult to tread on. A great caution needs to be exercised while crossing these boulders, as a slip can potentially mean a serious injury, and getting injured at 20 kilometers away from the nearest human settlement is not something you wish for during your trek. Any challenging ascent in the mountains guarantees reward. The great twin lakes of Gangabal and Nandkol. The view of these divine lakes from Judge Pass is breathtakingly beautiful. As I sat in tranquility, I felt a cold touch on my back, and it's the rain-bearing clouds on their great migration to the valley. We started descending towards the lake, but by the time I reached the Gangabal lake, it's raining hail. Gangabal is a sacred lake for Hindus. This is the lake where Kashmiri Hindus used to immerse the ashes of the dead, thus the name Ganga. And in this beautiful weather, this lake truly feels divine. Both the Gangabal and Nandkol lakes are fed by the melting glaciers from the Mount Harmukh, the mountain which is called the Kailash of Kashmir. This is the place where Hindus believe Lord Shiva took his permanent abode. And right here, in this land of beauty and spirituality, is our night stay in the mountains. This campsite is the prettiest campsite of the trek. And my heart became heavy as it's my last night in the mountains, and tomorrow I have to say goodbye to the Himalayas. We started descending before the break of dawn. These meadows are getting revealed by the sun rays that are streaming through the mountain peaks. And it looked absolutely surreal, and I wondered whether am I still asleep. After a short walk, we have seen the tree line after almost 4 days. The entire downhill journey is through the alpine forests of the Deodar trees. After almost 3 hours, we reached a small dhaba, and from where the mobile network is back again. Another 3 hours of descent, I saw the first human settlements of Naranag village, and a sense of accomplishment flooded my heart as I knew I finished the trek. As I retrospect my journey, I found that there's no better teacher than the mountains to learn humility. Before these massive mountains, I realized how small I am and how smaller my problems were. The nature is impartial and it loves you like a mother. She gives you so that she may live, for to withhold is to perish. I traveled the Himalayas seeking freedom, to learn what it had to teach. The wanderer in me have had the homecoming in these mountains. These journeys add the essence to your life and are to be taken. And as it is said, when the death finds you, may it find you alive.